So these little guys are so ultra tasty, you will not be able to resist. I can't wait for you guys to make this one. First thing we're going to do is make a little flavor paste, and I'm going to use some coriander root. So I like to use the root end of the coriander plus a little bit of the stem as well. You can save those leaves for something else. And then I also want some garlic. This is a very traditional Thai paste actually. Coriander root, the garlic, the pepper that I'm going to add. It's the basis of a lot of different dishes and pastes. Okay, and then I want a little bit of white pepper. You'll find that we use a lot of white pepper in Thai cooking. It has a more mellow flavor rather than the harsh flavor of black pepper, but if black pepper is all you've got, just use that. Quite a bit of salt here. The salt's going to do two things. It's going to help with the texture of the shrimp cake, and it's also going to add flavor, obviously. Now I want to whisk that up to a fine paste. And for the prawns themselves, prawns, shrimp, whatever you like to call them. So I'm using some tiger prawns here, and I love these tiger prawns. They go a beautiful pink color when they're cooked, but banana prawns are fine. Any prawns or shrimp that you have in your local area is good. Just like to give these a little bit of a slice first, just to give them a head start in that food processor. Now, if you're using frozen prawns, just make sure you defrost them and then pat them dry really well on paper towel, because frozen prawns tend to have a bit more moisture about them. We don't want this mixture to be too wet. Okay, so finally we want to add in a little bit of baking powder, and this is my secret ingredient that's going to give our shrimp cakes a really lovely spongy texture. Now blend that until it's really nice and smooth. Empty that paste out into a bowl. I don't mind if there's a few little chunks of prawn in there. It kind of looks a little bit more homemade so that people know that you really went to the effort. Now to make this whole crumbing process easier, I'm using a mini ice cream scoop. It's probably about a heaped tablespoon's worth, and I just dip it in some water first and then scoop up some prawn mixture and scoop it straight out into my breadcrumbs. Now just cover these with a little bit of your panko breadcrumbs. I'm using panko breadcrumbs. You could use any breadcrumbs that you've got in your cupboard. It's fine. I like these because they're nice and crispy. And sort of just flatten those balls out to a nice little round shape. They will puff up quite a bit when they're cooking. So I want to start them off with a nice neat shape. Now this is great make-ahead party food. I've just got a tray here lined with baking paper, and I can put all of these straight into the freezer, and then once they're frozen I'll pack them into Ziploc bags, and then I can just cook them straight from frozen whenever I need to. The sound of that sizzle is exactly what you want. Oh, these prawns are looking really good. Just move those around in the oil. Just drain those on paper towel. Salt. I'm using a homemade sweet chili sauce for this, but you could use a store-bought one as well. But if you're interested in my recipe, you'll find it on my YouTube channel. So good.